YouTube, what is going on? Matt Kennedy here. Happy August 2nd. Happy Monday. Last video I'm gonna make, unless we get new news about the whole pre-order stuff. Finalizing thoughts, pre-order concluding thoughts. Hard to believe that we're here already for concluding thoughts, right? We literally had, a month and a half. We found out about the cover athlete. A month ago exactly, we figured out they are doing 20% off. Awesome. If you do Digital Dynasty, you are able to get 20% off. That's the only way to do it. It has to be digital and it has to be Dynasty. If you want to do MVP or Standard, you might want to consider getting the whole Charles Woodson Gamestop one, because if you get Standard, you get, I think, Charles Woodson. I really don't know about that, to be honest. I forget if it's Dynasty or MVP only. I think it is MVP Dynasty only. So get MVP then. You get both editions, and then you also get Charles Woodson. It doesn't matter what you do, because if you do MVP Digital or MVP GameStop, you don't get 20% off. You only get 10% off EA Access. Now, that's all confusing. I know it's me running my mouth being a bitch, okay? What I'm trying to say is the only way to get 20% off is digital and through Dynasty, okay? By digital, I mean through the PSN store or Xbox Microsoft store, or even the PC store probably, right? It's not only 20% off, but if you want 10% off, just 10% off, you can get 10% off just from Standard or MVP Digital. If you go through GameStop, you're gonna get a nice Charles Woodson, which does have, he does have some nice stats. I mean, you pull up his card, he does have 86 speed. 86 speed is very usable for a top 4 corner in dime defense. It could be your 4th corner for 2 weeks. Solos, solo battles, making solos easier. Even online, 86 speeds, he's faster than Hopkins. He's faster than Devontae Adams. He's only -1 speed to Randy Moss. Yeah, he's not as fast as Chase and Hill, but there's only 1 or 2 corners that are as fast as them anyway, one of them being J.C. Horn. Make sure you pick him up. So what it comes down to is, Matt, why make this video? We already know 20% off, it goes down to $97, $96, around there, 96, 97. Xbox is 96, PlayStation's 97 with tax in your area. It's called sales tax, right? Mine ended up being 105 flat. It was 104, 96, same thing, 105. 105 is not bad. For a game that gives me 2 editions, PS4 and PS5, getting that flexibility is so important. Because if the meta is really bad on one game, I'm going to PS5. If PS5 meta is bad, I'm going to PS4 one last time, etc. Having that flexibility for PS4, PS5 lets me join more franchises. It gives me the flexibility to get more pre-order packs, get a bigger head start, get Mahomes and Dion and Moss. Are you serious? It's a no-brainer, dude, right? Why I'm doing this video, though, is GameStop is really making me mad. It is really making me mad because I wanted to go through them so bad for that 9 p.m. release. It's 9 p.m. or 6 p.m. Pacific. Now, I don't know about your local area. Someone just commented on my YouTube video and he literally said, Matt, I called my GameStop. They said they are doing a 9 p.m. release. So some places are still doing a 9 p.m. release, so you better make sure if you are doing the whole GameStop, because remember, you do get your pro membership points. You might have a GameStop gift card. Maybe you work for GameStop and you get an exclusive 10% off. I don't give a rat's ass why you did GameStop. Maybe you want the CD that bad for a collector's item in your bedroom closet. I don't care. I still respect it because there are viable ways to go to game. If you are doing GameStop, cool, but just make sure that your area is doing a 9 p.m. release because, if they're not doing a 9 p.m. release, like my state is, Ohio, they're doing it the next morning. But here's the problem with that, and I'm going to call out the CDC guidelines. The CDC guidelines say, according to GameStop, they don't recommend doing special releases, like a Black Friday thing where it's like a tailgate and then the door opens and everyone comes in. GameStop is told by the CDC guidelines, and they're adhering to them. It's not safe. But you're saying it's safe to have a full packed Browns and Indians stadium? I mean, yeah, that's outdoors, but it's still pretty packed, and it's definitely not 6 feet. It's more like 6 inches apart from those seats. You're telling me that they can't line up outside of GameStop because, outside versus inside, and then the GameStop worker hands it to them? Or they have one come in at a time? You're telling me that they can't all go inside but maintain a 6 feet distance inside but stay 6 feet? There are ways that they could have done it. They chose not to. And I'm not calling anyone out because it's not GameStop's fault. It's literally the guidelines' fault because I think there is literally a way around this. Now, I'm a believer of COVID. I got my 2 shots. I'm not saying that I'm that crazy guy that says COVID doesn't even exist in this world. I think it does exist, okay? I'm not saying that COVID's not a problem. I think it is a problem still in this world. But I think that they could have done a 9 p.m. release if they used their brain. And I'm not calling them dumb either. I'm just calling them a little bit like I think it's more of a thing that they didn't want to do it. I'm not going to give his name. I'm not going to say what location I called. I'm not going to call him out for it because it's not his fault. But the guy did tell me at this location, it was also a factor of it was, quote, not popular. The 9 p.m. release, they're not getting enough, and they felt like they weren't getting enough business. It wasn't worth it financially to do. So you're telling me one worker that probably gets minimum wage, maybe $10, you're telling me that GameStop does not make enough money, that they can't hire someone an extra hour? Because GameStop closes at 9 o'clock. The guy's probably going to stay an extra hour from 9 to 10 for an hour special release. Come in at 9 o'clock. It'll go from 9 to 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, we're going home, but come from 9 to 10 for your Madden special release. You're telling me that, you're really telling me that they can't come for an extra hour and, you can't pay a worker an extra hour to stay there? I'm letting you guys know right now that if that was my business, I'm doing 9 p.m. I'm letting you guys know if it was my business, I would go out there and put the customer first and say, you guys want 9 p.m.? Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't feel it's safe. And, and if you don't think it's safe, I will give it to you next morning. I'll do whatever you want, the customer. You're going through me. Wow, I feel, really appreciative. Because I know that if I don't do a 9 p.m. release as a business, you're probably going to go digitally for that midnight thing. I know that if I don't do a 9 p.m. release, I might not make as much money that day. So, yeah, it's still all about the money because it's a business, but it's also about the customer. Customer comes first. Well, Matt, COVID restrictions. Well, Matt. I'll tell them to wear a mask. If you want it, you must wear a mask. Well, Matt, Ohio has, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Okay? Because Ohio has lifted the masks. If you have, I'm vaccinated. I'm vaccinated. So I will wear a mask if I think it's very necessary, but I'm vaccinated. I'm not going to be super close with anybody that I don't feel trusted against, or if somebody's unvaccinated, I'm not going to be, rubbing my body against their fucking back, right? The whole point of this story, the whole point of this YouTube video is just saying, I'm kind of mad because I just wish that GameStop would do it, because the whole COVID thing, like Ohio lifted the mask ban. Like, I just think it's bullshit. I just think it's bullshit. I think it's bullshit that Sony did not lower their price from 97 to 96, even though I called they would not price match for 20% off. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the whole 20% off thing, 20% off, the 20% off Dynasty Edition, it's actually $1 more on PlayStation because they did it wrong. I called them, they failed to give me a price match. These companies, bro, I don't know what they're thinking. GameStop, they lost my business this year. I'm not going to not respect them because they are doing it for our safety. But I don't think it, like I respect them for looking out for us because they're looking out for us. But at the same point, you should do it, but do it with safety precautions. Do it with the guidelines of 6 feet masks on if you want to go that far. Which I don't think you have to because it's been lifted. And like they said, if it's not popular, you should be getting 5 to 10 people. Because the 9 p.m. release is 3 hours. 3 hours early. And being a YouTuber, Twitch streamer, getting that full game 3 hours early, that might make a difference. And you get the Charles Woodson. Now again, you don't get the, you don't get the 20% off, but I mean that's a huge factor. But at the same point, you get the disc, not the, which is more valuable. I mean, there's pros and cons to it. Give me your thoughts on the 9 p.m. release. Take care. Bye bye.